Now this last example will take just as long as the previous one. Back to the quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's introduce something new. Now you have a compass. You have north, west, south, and then east. Now north is at 90 degrees, as you can tell on the quadrants. West is 180. South is 270. And east, you can see either a 0 or 360. Either way works fine. Now we can break down the compass even further. You have common directions, such as northeast, which is in the middle of 90 and 0, which means 45 degrees. Next, northwest, which is in the middle of 180 and 90. That's 135. Then we've heard of southwest, middle of 180 and 270. That's, I believe it's 225. Let me make sure. Yes, 225. Southwest, 225. Let me put this up here. Northwest. Not an interesting name. Finally, you have the southeast. At 315 degrees. Now let's introduce a new concept as well. Let's erase this on top. Okay. If a question was to say 30 degrees east of north, your starting point will be north, which is 90. And since you're going to the east, you're going to subtract 30. So here's 90. You're going to clock it 30 degrees over. Now this value, pretty sure it's 60. 60 degrees is your mathematical value. So to explain a word problem, if your word problem says 30 degrees east of north, on your calculator when you do sine and cosine, you have 60 degrees. Now let's do a similar example. Let's pick a different direction. Now let's say the question was to say 15 degrees north of west. Here's west at 180. You clock over 15 degrees. So west is 180. Since you're going to the north, you're going backwards. So negative 15. This equals to 165 degrees. Now let's go to the word problem. You have 4 general directions. We'll call this A, B, C, and D. D. So for A, (10° north of east, east is 0, north is above east, so you add 10 degrees. This will equal 10 degrees. Now for B. B is telling us to the west. If you recall on the compass, west is 180 degrees. So 3 degrees is 180. Now let's look at C. (45 degrees east of south). South is 270. And east is to the right. So we're going to progress. So 45 degrees will be added to 270. And we have 315 degrees. Now for D. D is the northeast. Refer back to the compass. Northeast is 45 degrees. Now let's get the magnitudes. A is 5 meters. B, 2 meters. C, 10 meters. And then finally D is 20. Now this question is asking us for displacement. This is the resultant vector's magnitude and its angle from the start. So let's start with AX, AY, AX, 5 meters, cosine of 10, AY, 5 meters as well, sine of 10. 10 cosine times 5, 4.9 meters, sine 10 times 5. Let's call this 0.9 meters. Now let's go with B, BX, BY, 2 meters, cosine 180, sine 180 as well, 180 cosine times 2, negative 2 meters, 180 sine times 2, 0. CX, CY, 10 meters, cosine 315 degrees, CY 10 meters, 10 sine 315 degrees as well. 315 cosine times 10, 7.1 meters. Then 315 sine of 10. I'm sorry, 10 is 10 meters. Negative 7.1 meters. And then finally, dx, dy, 45 cosine times your magnitude of 20, 14.1. Let's write this all down. So 14.1 meters, 45 sine times 20, 14.1 meters as well. Now let's do the sigmas and the sums. It's going to get crowded. AX, BX, CX, DX, sum of x. AX was 4.9. B was negative 2 meters. CX 7.1 meters. DX 14.1 meters. Add them all together. Sum of x 24.1 meters. Now let's go ahead and do the y's. AY, BY, CY, DY. Sum of y's. AY is 0.9. BY 0. CY negative 7.1. And DY 14.1. Add them all up. Sum 7.9 meters. now. Let's find the angle of displacement. Sum of y divided by sum of x. In this case, 7.9 divided by 24.1 meters. Inverse tangent. Equals 18.1 degrees. That's your first answer. Afterwards, the magnitude sum of x squared, sum of y squared. X squared is 24.1 squared, y 7.9 squared. You have 580.81 plus 62.41. Add them together. Total 643.22. Square root that. 25.4 meters. That is your answer. Now related to a graph. If you're to draw on the graph, quadrant 1, (18.1 degrees) with a magnitude of 25.4 meters. Now we'll go to more detail in this part on Monday.